welcome to Ghost Host. This is Natalie Osborne Thomason. This is episode 3, and we're going to be talking to Nick Stepani about his experience in a Nottingham museum. And I used to work with him on Extreme Hauntings, a programme that went where no other programme would go. And we filmed and went across the country and did some really strange kind of investigations, you could call it, and had things happen to us during the investigations and all kinds of things. For several months we were doing that. So here he is today talking about an experience that he had in Nottingham in a museum, and this experience was a while ago. So he'll introduce himself, tell you who he is, what he does, and we'll go from there.
Thank you, Nat. Yes, hi, I'm Nick Stepani, and I've got to say, on my journey here today, at your little hut that we're in with the knickers on the line and everything out there.
Lovely, yeah.
It brought back so many memories, Nat.
Did it?
Because the time when we did a live broadcast
Yeah.
from here, and we cracked up, we laughed and laughed and laughed.
Yeah.
But the time that we met the late Paul Daniels and his wife Debbie, the fun times. So first of all, I just wanted to say that. So thank you very much for
and the barbecues, extreme.
and the yes, the barbecues. Wow,
they were amazing, weren't they?
And the rabbits as well.
When I bet your fruit crumble and you were upset, that was really an upsetting time. Not when the ghost attacked you, but
don't need to go that far. We don't need to go that far. But no, I've worked within the paranormal for flipping heck years now, and it's a very, very. Forgive me for saying this, but it is a very bitchy community to be involved in. There's a lot of crap that goes on, and I try to distance myself from that as much as possible. I'm all for, helping anyone, and I wish every single person within the paranormal the very, very best of luck and good luck to them, because that's what we're all doing. We're all in it for this. Well, hopefully we're all in it for the same reasons, and that is to find evidence of the paranormal. And
because paranormal, all it means is beyond normal. So science all the time is discovering things. So in another 100 years, things that we conceive to be very within the paranormal realms will be within the normal realms, because they'll have discovered that it's a frequency of light, or it's an energy that moves a certain object. So the parameters of science are leaping ahead, aren't they? It's like 20 odd years ago, I wrote a piece for the Ghost Club magazine saying that in the future I predicted there'd be more ghost photographs and videos, because I said on our phones by then we'll all have a camera. Whereas when I first started, I had a Polaroid camera, I had an ordinary plain disposable camera, and that's what I documented my stuff with. And the Polaroid was good because you got instant results.
Yes.
So obviously technology now, everyone's got a smartphone in their back pocket. So they see something weird, whip it out, let's get this on foot, So the ghosts,
capture it,
So the ghosts and stroke aliens, because that's something I'll be covering as well. In the past, weren't always caught. People would see them and they'd think, oh God, I wish I'd got a camera on me. I can remember I went to a church in Woodford, and the chap there said it was one of the most famous ghost photographs in the world. He said he saw it on several occasions and didn't have his camera. And the footage of it with the camera, it's like a knight kneeling at the altar.
I know the
one.
Photograph. It's quite a well-known one.
Yeah. So today you're talking about Nottingham.
Yes, it's a location that I'd never been to before. Basically, it's a haunted museum. There's a lot of haunted artifacts within the museum, and obviously people go and get a ticket and have a look around. I was with a couple of guys called Alex and Mickey, who I work very, very close with, UK Haunted, and they were asked to come along to this particular event, and so we all rocked up. From the moment I entered that building, there seemed to be all audible responses coming through on various devices saying Nick, or we want Nick. And we all split off into different. I think it was two groups actually,
Yeah.
2 or 3. I can't remember offhand. Myself and the team that I were with the incident that I want to talk about, we were in an area called the morgue.
Nice.
It wasn't a real morgue, you know. I don't think it was.
Well, it might have been.
It might have been. I don't know, but I don't think it was. It's just for the, for the for the effect of the museum. But it was kitted out with all implements that you would find in a morgue. Yeah. So that's probably why. And there were slabs, as in where you would lay bodies, and they were from, I believe, Denby Asylum.
Oh my God.
So I decided to lie down in one of these slabs. I think there were 1, 2, 3, or 3 or 4 stories, and I was on either the bottom or the second to bottom. And the only thing that I can remember now, and this is my hand on my heart, is sort of waking up and reaching out for my friend's hand, because holding his hand brought me so much comfort and reassurance that I was okay. Because I didn't know what was going on. It was awful. It was awful, horrible. And I felt ill. And they said that I was laying down on the slab, and my hands were going like that, scratching. It was made of metal, and I was scratching the metal. I do remember being taken outside of the building and literally just shaking, but slowly calming down and coming back to myself.
I've seen the clip. I mean, in the clip it looks as if you're, someone would think, oh, he's fallen asleep or something like that, but it seems as if something's taken over. Yeah,
I mean, people have spoken to me about it, since it's happened, and I wouldn't personally say that I was possessed. The way I look at that is it's some sort of an attachment to me. It's very, you've got to separate possession to...
Yeah, because say, for example, a classic possession, somebody is, I mean, there's debate whether it exists or not, but personally I know it does from many years of research and coming across people that have been.
Mr. Woods. We met Mr. Woods in Kettering. Yeah. That was a unbelievable.
Yeah. So it can happen, and that's why the Catholic Church at the moment, I think they can't get enough exorcists. They have to get training, and they have to do proper training. So yeah, I'm a believer in it. So I think sometimes things can kind of invade your space and they're trying to attach themselves to you. They're trying to possess you because they want a body, because they're roaming around unhappy. So I think what it is with you, it just kind of, you were laying there in its space and it thought, oh.
But that's twice now that something to that extent has happened.
Well, you're obviously a kind of an open person, and spirit energy, will find an open space or find like the weakest link, the person that they feel is the most receptive. So that's why some mediums, they deliberately allow themselves up to become possessed momentarily by the spirit, so they can use the voice and their voice box and stuff like that. Some mediums, most famously portrayed in Ghost with Whoopi Goldberg.
Yes. Yeah. Good film.
Good film.
One of my favourites.
Good film. They're taking jokingly, but there was some truth in there. It's like The Sixth Sense again. They take a bit of liberties with the real paranormal, but there was a lot in there that has happened, and I think a lot of horror films and horror series that are inspired by real things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you and myself have been. Do you remember we went to the airfield and I got bitten on the leg?
Yes.
By a dog.
Yeah, there was no dog there.
No.
And the most clearest, I'll have to see if I can get this clip now. The most clearest voice came through on the camera, and it was, "Where's the rag doll?" So just tell your viewers the relevance of "Where's the rag doll?"
Right. as far as I remember it now, I had a boyfriend that used to call me Raggedy Ann or Raggedy Doll. So this was many years ago. So it's kind of like that was my nickname. So it was really, really strange that this entity that said something, it was almost like a ghost dog that bit my leg that made me fall to the ground. It was so painful with bruises. And then, where's the rag doll? Or let's get the rag doll. It was something like that.
I'm sure he said, where's the rag doll?
Yeah, in a nasty voice.
Where's the rag doll?
Yeah. And there I was thinking,
crystal clear.
Hang on a minute. I used to be called that. And I can't even remember the reason why he called me that. He called me it once and I hated it. So he called me all the time after that. But yeah, that was so strange. So basically what we would say to our viewers is, when you go ghost hunting, it's a really good hobby to have because you can get to see a place at night and get to see different places. Yeah. Always be aware that you might fall over, get injured, or if you're like me with my trusty walking stick at the moment, you might injure someone else. But yeah, you need to always be aware that it's not a safe hobby in a way, because we've had some real scary things. I mean, I don't get scared of things really very easily, but you know, if you were a nervous type, on one, I'll finish with this. On one of our missions that we went out on, and that was to the airfield, one of the camera crew, brave boy that he was a great big strapping 6 foot something, was too scared to get out of the car and film.
Christoph, you're talking about, yeah.
And I was saying, come on, get out. And he was going, no, I don't want to. I said, it's not a choice. You know, you're a cameraman. You have to do it. You have to do it.
He wouldn't, would he?
He wouldn't get out. And I thought, flipping it, what would we do if we were war journalists and one of us wouldn't get out the car to film? You know, this is our choice doing this. He didn't have to come, but he was too scared to get out. But he was the biggest one amongst them.
He was, yeah.
And he wouldn't. He'll hate.
Did he get out in the end?
Sure I think he did in the end. Probably worried he was missing out, didn't he?
Yeah.
But,
never mind. Yeah.
So that's today's episode really is a little snippet of what can happen when you go hunting. There's some snippets of the Extreme Haunted show that we filmed at the beginning. Then we've got a snippet of Nick in the museum. They can't wake him up. They think, first of all, she says, is he alive? One of the other investigators. And so this is episode 3, and I suppose I'll call it Ghosthunters Beware.
I heard the name Nick.
What?
Personally, yeah. Nick.
Leave the room on my own.
No, I could taste blood.
Good blood.
Which is, you know what happens usually when I do
what
that.
people smell like?
You ever hold?
Fucking hell.
So that stopped, didn't it? Stopped that.
Shit.
That would go straight through it, wouldn't it?
I don't know if it was peaking or not, Carl, but I asked for it to go over 2, but it didn't. It's sort of like tiny movements. I don't know if that's natural or...
Well, when I was up there earlier, when I was testing it, there wasn't anything. It was
nothing at all.
Baselining under 0, under 1.
Oh no, it was a 1. It was 1.
Yeah,
it was just over 1 then.
Yeah.
Wow.
The bed vibrated on you as well, didn't
it? That's when I was sat there, and it felt like it was only. Just felt like I was doing that, but really tiny movements.
Yeah, when I was in here for my Island Vigil, you know when it feels like it's going dark?
Yeah.
It was light again, and then goes dark, but it was going quite quick.
That's it.
So it was like that.
Grounds and signals. So basically we've got a normal spirit box, but this has got an external aerial that's connected to the back to this red crocodile clip, which as you can see is connected which is connected to this copper pipe here, which you're all holding. So it's believed that spirits will then use you, your energy, It's kind of an aerial, if you like. So we call this your human spirit box. So if I switch the...
I think a lot of signal bits as well.
There are spirits that want to speak to us.
Yeah.
If he has, we'll all be really quiet and sneak her.
He was tired this morning.
No, leave him.
Yeah, no, exactly.
No, Sweden's.
What if he's been possessed like I asked?
I don't want to shine it in his
What
eyes.
then it's a kind of possession.
Going something in blind.
He's not being awesome.
I just don't want him to slide.
Is he alive?
I think so.
We haven't killed him, have we?
He's breathing.
Oh.
Sorry.
I don't want him to just shoot up and smack his head or something.
I told you he's possessed.
Sounds weird, doesn't it? What's that noise? It's scratching on me. What's that noise? It's just scratching. I don't think it's a sweet.
Everyone be quiet.
Look, it's scratching the table.
Oh, he's scratching the table.
Right.
Run.
I think.
He's scratching the table. Look.
Right.
Try waking him up.
Look, his head. Someone got a cushion.
Wait, guys, hold on. Hold on.
No, that's not right.
No.
He wouldn't pretend.
No. Nick.
Where's he?
Is he? He's alright. Can somebody just put down the his head, please? Nick,
Steve.
Nick, you alright? It's Marie.
Come
It's alright. It's alright, darling.
Nick, you alright, bud?
Do it, shine your push. Nick.
I've got you, mate. I've got you. Come on.
Come on, let's get. Let's go get you a drink.
Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
Okay.
Right, just stay there for a minute so you feel alright.
Oh, fucking. He's
I've got you, mate.
Alright.
Do you want to get out?
Oh, it's the water. I'm gonna be.
I'm getting some water. You alright, sweetheart? You alright?
Yeah, please.
Oh, help me, please. Oh.
I can't be sick, mate. Can't be sick, sorry.
If you're sick, you're sick, it'll clean.
Come on.
Oh, shit. What fucking happened?
Don't worry about that. Just come round a bit. Come round a bit.
Oh, fuck.
Just come round a bit.
Oh, I need some water, please.
Yeah, they're coming. Some water. Some water, please.
Get some water.
Oh. Fucking.
Where is it? Cheers.
Oh.
Come on, you got
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah.
Here's some water first.
Some water first.
Here you go, mate.
Slow, help him out.
Slow.
Oh, fuck. I bet you'd never drank at that angle before, eh?
Just stay there. Just stay there.
Dizzy. Sit on there.
Yeah. Now.
Put both your
Stand
hands.
there.
Okay. If we do that, take some water and drink properly and not spit it at me.
You're out, mate.
Alright. Alright.
Got some more?
It's not booze.
No, just sit on here for a minute.
No.
You want to get out?
I've known Nick for many years, and he's not one to do that.
Oh no, I can tell.
Messing about. So what's normally down here? Is it just whatever's connected with the slabs?
No, it's because there's a man down there. He tried to get hold of me once in the same kind of way, and he was a kiddie fiddler.
Okay.
Not a nice man, so I don't know whether because the little girl was trying to tell us something.
Yes. Probably not even. Or if it was her, she's warning us.
Yeah,
Or it was him pretending
yeah.
to put us a bit at ease.
EVP said it there, didn't it?
But it's everywhere we've gone. In the chapel at the beginning, it attached to Nick as soon as he walked in the building, from what it seems. And then down in the auditorium.
I tell you what, I didn't tell because
I can't believe you could remember that.
he did actually say that they could take over in the winter. He gave permission.
He did, yeah, because Kieran kept saying
Because I told Kieran off, didn't I?
Yeah.
No, it's up to...
And Nick said, yeah, do something. Oh, I've never seen you like that, and I've known you for a long time. It got you as soon as you walked in the door. I've never seen that.
But why? Still don't understand why.
I don't know.
You ain't going anywhere on your own again. Not even for the viewers. All the guests, they left.
Right.
I'll DM it.
They all ran
They're scared
out.
of you.
You went fucking
Half
mad,
of them
mate. The noises you were making.
Went and I said she didn't get the rest of them out.
Your hands
I
were
honestly
like
thought I was
claws.
going to throw up.
Kieran, come up. You need to go downstairs, don't you? I don't.
We're under control.
Yeah, we were fine. We were just watching Nick go.
I did think at one point you wanted to kill me though, because the way you looked at me, I thought you was going to actually kill me.
Was my eyes open?
Yeah, you didn't say, you proper looked at me.
You weren't there.
It wasn't you. obviously.
Once you're feeling up to it, you'll be able to watch it all. Anyway.
So, what, in your opinion, then, what happened there?
You get permission.
I've never had.
Because Kieran kept saying, "Oh, come and do stuff to Nick, possess him."
And I told
weren't
you off,
going,
didn't I?
But then he said, "Oh, only if Nick agrees." And you said, "Yeah, I do it." Something like that.
And that was it.
And then, like, you were asleep.
Yeah.
That voice we got earlier that said, "I want Nick."
Yeah.
And that was clear, wasn't it? That was.
Oh, sorry. We was down there before you, right?
Yeah.
You was winding it up, weren't you?
Did you hear a little girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a little girl.
We were hearing a little girl
Like
before we
a
went.
really little girl.
Yeah,
and
that
I mean little girl.
Like a tiny
She came through right at the very end.
I don't think that
but
was a little
before
girl.
she came through, there was what can only be described as like a growl. And I was, you know, at the top of the stairs at the back, there's that little stairway that goes nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, I was sat there, and I kept hearing noises from behind me, but literally 5 minutes previous to that, the robot went straight down the stairs.
That little girl was no little girl.
That wasn't
No,
a little girl.
I don't think so.
Wasn't it some of that Kieran said, wasn't it, about possession and that?
That was
Yeah,
that was
that's
a
all
good.
it
And I thought it said possession as well.
Yeah.
The thing said possession.
15 minutes before?
Yeah.
The portal said
Because
possession.
They were out.
Oh, yeah,
They were out. They'd gone.
He did say something about possession, didn't he? Yeah.
It did, yeah.
A bit before, yeah.
Yeah.
You alright, Nick?
I feel better now. I was.
Can you remember nothing? Because you just
I
got.
remember nearly being sick, physically throwing up.
Your hands were like claws. And you were
Yeah, your
scratching
hands
so
changed
hard.
shape.
And then you started making
What was
some
the
funny
what was
good
it
on
then?
the
Wood?
The metal.
Metal.
You were scraping the
Making
metal.
noises is interesting.
Yeah, you were doing
When
good.
you think
That's what
that
made us
table's
think
used
something's
for.
not right, because we was like, what's that
Yeah.
noise, what's that noise? And we moved the sheet that someone covered you up with.
So was that table actually used previously, or is it
No,
literally just a prop?
It was actually on the...
That slab he was
More
on
trays.
was the one from
Denby.
Denby.
Denby
Denby
Asylum.
Yeah.
Asylum. Look
Two
at us
slab- yeah,
straight on
original
it. Denby Asylum.
The original one, yeah.
From Denby Asylum.
The
The metal trays that come direct from every hospital.
Used up to
So that's been used.
Oh, God, yeah.
The
Right,
one
okay, so
that's-
we've got a backstory going here then, because
Yeah,
it's
the
already
one that's on the
previously been
bottom.
used.
You know what the weird
yeah.
thing is though, up until then it felt nice down there all night. Normally you go down there and it feels a bit, and it didn't feel bad tonight.
Yeah, but when I first went down there, it was all right.
Yeah.
Sharon
Wasn't it?
said
Yeah.
just before we came up, actually, she said that she was like picking up on like a negative energy down there. So it might be worth talking to Sharon.
Well, I
Oh,
told
he's
you
not.
the spirit we've had down there a few times, and he was a kid fiddler. And we've had him quite a few times. He tried to take me once, didn't I? Can you remember?
New Year's Eve
Yeah.
when we came
And
back.
I backed him off, didn't I? Well, only just. No. Well, no, I didn't. But
Well, you wanted us all to go out, didn't you?
Yeah.
She was like,
I just remember your hand and my hand, Nick. And it was like safety.
That's why I got up, because as soon as I saw it before it, I knew that wasn't you.
your hands were like, you know, like
Because-
when you see like a demon
Was that
claw. It was like,
You're not that good an actor.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
I've been up since 4,
I feel
so
like-
I was flagging.
Like I'm alright.
Well, you're not shaking anymore.
That was all. That was.
it panicked me a bit because you don't know my voice. These like I could get out of anything. Because
Right.
you don't know my voice. It can't,
That's why I got
wow,
up.
shit.
That's why I got up.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard the clawing, I knew that
Yeah.
wasn't Nick.
Because it has to be a voice
Yeah.
that you know that you recognise.
Yeah. That's why I told him to take my hand.
Ooh.
Hello, my guests on the show now are Nick Stepani and Deborah Grantham. Their paranormal television programme Extreme Hauntings visits locations around the UK that other investigators and members of the clergy have avoided. Let's have a taster.
I'm okay coming into the...
You alright? What's happened? Are you alright, Nick? Nick? You alright, love? Nick, calm down, Nick. Calm down, Nick. Nick, calm down, love. Don't be frightened. Listen. Nick, something's attacked Nick.
Can you get Nick some water?
You're alright, Nick. Nick. Nick, right, love. Nick.